All right, guys, thanks for watching part 1 and part 2. But this is the start of part 3. You're not going to want to miss it if you're just tuning in. Go back and check out part 1 and part 2. It's worth your time. All this is a compilation right here. But without further ado, we're going to jump into part 3 right now because we got some really juicy items right here for it. It's going to be able to help you. Some things you may know and may not know. Let's go ahead. How to make life on the water convenient. First thing I want to talk about is my rod holder. Okay, this is a Railblazer rod holder. It goes into the Railblazer. See, I had someone ask as well about this, about the adjustment depth of it. There's only one thing that I would say has a little bit of frustration about this particular kayak. Only one thing, and it's not a major thing. So I put my rod in here right now. I love that you have this third rod holder, right? That you can put your rod in here. I use this a lot when I'm retying. I'm retying, I can set that rod in there, retie, put it right here. But then my rod holder space is going to be very important. So see how that tends to naturally sit like that? When you put this rod holder in here, this is about convenience, right? I want to be able to have my rod in here. So you see, notice me, look at me, look at how my back is. So I'm sitting back, oh, got a bite. I have to reach up just a little bit. I don't like how I have to extend that far right there. That's not very convenient for me, but it has to stay right here. Why? Take a look right here at this track. This track, there's a section right here where you can put in the rail track, but there's this gap right here where you enter the track at. There's only a small section where you can put that up there to get it that far away. Why is that important? Because if I move this back right here, when I move it back, when I try to set my rod right here, it gets in the way. You see how it's barely missing right there? You see that? If I move that back any further, I will not be able to set my rod in here and still have that convenience. Of course, I'm going to take the rod out and put it in here. But if I left it back right here, it would not be very convenient, and it'll force me to have to like finagle with it. And I don't want that, especially when I'm trying to set the hook and get a fish on. Okay, so I'll be very frustrated with that. So I found that in my 9 months with this kayak, it's best to have it right in the front. I thought about adding a track, but then that'll make me have to reach even further. This right here, I wish this rod, third one, was just back a little bit. If it was back about to right here, it would be in a perfect position, but nevertheless, it's in a really good position for convenience. This is a convenient rod holder right here. So hey, you gotta take it with that, guys. All right. So this is my area. If you have the same kayak, push it forward. Especially at the same rod holder. I can turn my rod holder to the side at times, right? When I turn it to the side, it gives me a little bit more space, but this rod, the way the angle of the rod holder tends to make the rod turn right into it. So you're gonna have to deal with that. So put it as far forward as you can. Second on the list, guys, of convenience items. This is more convenient for me than you, but if you are a fellow YouTuber, if you're a guy who likes to record your fishing and things like that, I love that we have this track right here. I have my Kimimoto kayak holder, paddle holder right here, but more important, I have another Railblazer. For why? For the camera boom. Okay, this is my convenience to record my fishing sessions so you guys can see, and also I can study what happened on the water as well. Camera boom. I love that access. You see how far that is away? Same issue though. If it was a little bit smaller of a track, it can be further back, which I don't have to reach as far, but I tend to put this camera boom on before, see? And I just swivel it around. See how convenient that is? I turn it on, I swivel it right back, and it is out of my way when I'm paddling. It never gets in the way. It's never in the way when I'm trying to hook a fish. I don't have to worry about that. This camera boom is really good. I can put the link to you guys for that or anything on here that you see on this camera boom that you would like, but I love the quick release. I like the easy ability to lock it, unlock it at the end of the trip, and take it off, okay, if I need to. I've been thinking about it. Let me know what you guys think. I think about putting the camera angle over the shoulder. I don't want the right shoulder because I don't want to accidentally tangle up, but what do you think about a left shoulder? But hey, I think the camera angles are pretty good already, but just give me any feedback that you would have. All right, guys, so let's get over to the last and final one. I'll have to do some lifting right here to show you why this one is very convenient for me. And it's most convenient leaving out with my kayak, storing my kayak, and for the end of the day when I'm tired and I just don't want to, deal with the kayak. All right, let's jump into that one. All right, now we're on to our last one out of the entire series, guys. Thank you guys for staying along. Thank you guys for clicking on each video, part 1, part 2, and part 3, because I know it's a longer video, but I want to provide all the information that you may need. This is the last thing for me. It's the kayak dolly, right? Why is this important? Let me show you the dolly I got. right here. This dolly is a Franklin. These are floor dollies, right? It's a floor dolly. I got them from Harbor Freight, couple of bucks, 24 inch by 16 inch. And what I did is I drilled in at 90-degree angles to connect both of these. These are two separate dollies, floor dollies. I connected both because I need this wide base for my kayak. And I measured it by just setting it over the top and knowing where the base in the kayak I want to sit. So what I do is I always have this underneath, and you'll see why this thing is also more important for me in here. Why? Take a look over there. That kayak is already stored up on the ceiling, and I need extra space, right? So that's stored on the ceiling. Where can I store this one? It'll all make sense shortly. So this dolly right here is going to be very convenient for me at the end of the day. I'm going to come in and I'm going to tilt this kayak up to the side. Once I bring it off the SUV, I'm going to walk it in. And I'm going to place it right here, right over. See that? So now I'm able to do what? I can move it around in the garage, guys. I don't have to get unnecessary drag marks. I can move this thing around. I can roll it down the driveway, put it on a car. This is what you need right here. And it conveniently stores out of my way. Let me show you. So what I do is I jack my boat up to its highest length right here, and it just fits. So guys, I'm always trying to find space. Look at this. So I can tilt it down, and I like it. I don't want it too long, because if you want it too long, you can't tilt it. You see how I can tip it? Why is it important to tip it? Come over here and let me show you why. This skeg right here is just high enough where it's going to hit. If I don't tip it to where I use that center of gravity, I can't get it in. But since I can, I tip it, see, based on the position, I can put it right underneath, scoot this back, bam, and I can store my kayak underneath. And that's how I do it, guys. I end up storing it like that. I take my chair, put my chair right here, hang it off the side, like that. Put my camera boom down in there. Put my rod, if I have my rod on, down in there. Put my life jacket down in here. So I know this is all kayak stuff. Put my straps, put my dry bag, and store it underneath like that. This is another dry bag. Put my net. Look at that, guys. Now that is true convenience right there, guys. Okay? That's true convenience. All right, guys. Thank you guys for staying tuned. I really, really am glad you guys checked out this video. I put a little effort into you guys, but effort is going to help. It's going to help you be what? Proactive, not reactive. So remember what we went over. We went over safety, we went over convenience, and went over preparation or being prepared. All right, guys? Without further ado, I'll see you guys in another episode of Fishing is Therapy. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Talk to me. I'll talk back.